Hey everybody, today is Wednesday, April 17th. It's 6:20 a.m. and we are off to Walgreens to shop for 5 items. We're going to be getting $8 and traveling 3 miles. Let's get on over to Walgreens. So far today seems like yesterday. It is already 6:22 and we're getting our first one, and I've had the app on since 5:45 a.m. So it looks like it's going to be kind of slow again today. It's always so hard to know. I just know that just like yesterday, we had the app on early, ready to accept stuff, and we didn't get anything till later. Oh no, wait, that was a day before yesterday. Yesterday we got that that big Albertsons order. It was like 20 something dollars, and then we ended up at Walgreens shopping for pregnancy tests. So there I am at 4 a.m. designing new thumbnails, not for all my old videos, but all my upcoming videos. I'm like, I want them to be colorful. I want to make them not just my face and text over and over again. So you're gonna see a interesting thumbnail that's not just me sitting in a car with text. In design, I should be able to make nice thumbnails. I'm like, minimum requirements for me to make thumbnails considering my skill level. It's like, come on, let's up the game a little bit. Subscriber growth is going up. I was like, oh, finally it's moving again. We were stuck at 918 for a few days. I was like, oh, people are tired of me. It's over. Party's over. But I'd really like to get to 1,000. I'd really like to get some money for doing this. I mean, it is a little extra. I think that making these videos cost me time doing probably 1 extra delivery a day, so maybe 2. So it probably costs me $10 to $20 a day to make these videos. Construction they're doing over here, man, ridiculous. And I have no internet now. It's spinning. I clicked arrived at store. Would you just go, for God's sakes? Okay, there it goes. Start shopping. Oh Lord, we got to get eyelashes. Oh God, and makeup. Oh Lord, this is gonna be a while. There they are, the ones we need, and it's locked. It's locked. All right, I just went ahead and got everything, and I didn't even bother to turn on my UberEats to get a backup offer because it's early in the morning. I don't really feel like multitasking, so I was like, let's just do it. And they have these buttons now in the stores that you can press that will summon someone to come and help you unlock an item from the merchandise cabinet. So it worked out fine. It was no big deal. And they had the lashes. I think my biggest concern was that they weren't going to have the eyelashes. A lot of times you go in and they're out of stock on a lot of makeup things. So there was some kind of mascara thing they wanted, and they wanted the eyelashes, and they had them. So I was like, this is gonna work out fine, so let's do it. 2 minutes away, 0.6 miles. It's a leave at my door, and there's no gate code. I was just thinking to myself, oh no, whenever makeup's involved, it takes so long because everything looks the same to me. I look at it and I'm like, I'm just looking for text. I'm looking for information that's gonna help me to figure out which one is the right one, because they make them look almost identical, except for maybe there'll be like a code number and the font is so small, and I can't see good enough to see that tiny text. It is too darn small.
You leave the order at their door.
Uh-huh.
They added the following instructions.
They did. They had following
Leave it at my door.
instructions. Leave it at the door. We know. We've done this enough times. We know. We read the instructions. We are rolling along. We got another one. It's from DoorDash, and we're going to be going to Starbucks. We're going to be getting $7.50 for 3.7 miles. That's it. That is it. So yeah, it looks like things are picking up. We are flowing. You just don't know. You don't know what the day's going to be like. And that's all what makes the videos fun. You guys get to watch and see what's happening, and I don't know what's gonna happen, and you don't know what's gonna happen. It may be a fantastic day, and we may be in the emergency room on life support. We just don't know. All we know. Uh-oh. Oh, man. The app effed me over. Oh, this effing app. Oh. It's sending me in the wrong direction. OMG. Where are we going, app? Jeez. It will speak to you and tell you turn-by-turn directions. And I have it turned on. There's a setting, of course, you can turn it off, and mine's on. But for whatever reason, the DoorDash app, sometimes the audio doesn't work. And that includes when offers come in. Instead of me hearing the notification, I hear nothing. There's absolutely no sound that comes through the app to tell me that an offer has come in. It is the worst. Directions. So maybe I was just talking, I wasn't looking at the map. Maybe I was doing something. Maybe I was telling you guys like how much money this is. I don't know. Anyway, at any rate, we're here. That's what matters. We're here, and we're gonna get that Starbucks. All right, we got it. The lady the one that always tells me, be safe, she wasn't paying any attention to me today. She was too busy gabbing with her friend, her coworker, and doing her thing. So I was basically just kind of hanging out, waiting for her to notice me. And then another customer who was talking to another lady at the register, he said, "Oh, I think this guy needs help," because he was chit-chatting with another lady. You know, every time you go into Starbucks, it's like the social hour in there. It's not about business. It's all about having a good time. It's like a little nightclub. It's a nightclub for coffee drinkers. The name. That's the unspoken rule of Starbucks. If you see a bag and you don't see a name on it, don't touch it. Hey, we're doing good. It's gonna be an easy day. Oh, look, here comes a policeman pulling somebody over. They probably have expired tags. Everybody in this town has expired tags. They either don't have a license plate or they have expired registration. Every single one. I've been living in this town since what, 2010? Never have I ever gotten pulled over. Not once. Not one time. And that is a long time. That's going on, we're getting close to 15 years. So when I see people pulled over, I'm like, okay, something's wrong. Either you don't have a license plate, or when they pulled your license plate, something was up. And especially, look at me, I'm on the road every day for like 6 to 7 hours every day, and I never get pulled over. Speeding ticket. And that's just because I had purchased a new what was it? It was a new Volkswagen Passat, and it was so fast. It was like, it had great acceleration, and it was a Sunday morning, and I just got on the road, and I was excited that day, and I just stepped on it because I was like, wow, this car is so fast. And then I thought, well, there's nobody on the road, and I stepped on it, and there was like stupid traffic cop just waiting for someone on an early Sunday morning to hit the pedal. And of course I gunned it. I was probably going like 80, 85. I was having a good time, and then that was it. The party was over. Dangerous for me. I'm more of a klutz. I'm like, I don't even ride a bicycle anymore because of I got into a bicycle accident. I was riding my bicycle. It wasn't really that I was a klutz, because it was more of a technical problem. I had forgotten, or I was having trouble with the brakes being too tight on the 10-speed, and I said these brakes keep rubbing when I'm riding the bicycle, and it bothered me because it was slowing me down. So that same day, I took a screwdriver or wrench or something, and I loosened the brakes a little bit, so that way they wouldn't touch. And then I tested it. I'm like, oh, good. Now they won't rub anymore. Well, I didn't tighten them enough when I adjusted them. And as I was riding my bike the following day, the brakes got looser and looser, and then pretty soon they were not braking, and they lost the complete ability to brake when I was at the top of a hill and I was going down this hill really fast, and I pressed on the brake and there was absolutely no braking. And oh man, I was headed towards a busy boulevard intersection and I could see all the cars just going back and forth at the bottom of the hill. So I just jumped off the bicycle. I just jumped. Oh my God, and I got all these scars. I still have them. I have scars on the sides of my head. I lost hair on the side of my head, and I got scars on my knees and my elbows. And that was it. I said, that's it. I'm not riding a bicycle anymore.
Leave at my door.
I'm pretty sure it's this house. $11 for 8.6 miles. I don't know. 8 points. That has to be 14. So no. Thank you, cheat sheet. You saved the day again, as usual. Save me from having to think. The less you have to think in this job, the better. Order came in. I was gonna say something about something, and it left my brain. $3.36 for 4.7 miles. Yay. No. I got distracted and I don't remember what I was going to say. I'm sure it was something irrelevant and completely unimportant, but could have been funny. Just left my body. I had an out-of-body experience. So the last drop-off we went to, I like the guy's the front of his house. It's very Santa Fe Southwest with those arches. I like that house. It was nice. I like that style because, you know, any house that has a front porch that you can hang out on and just enjoy is a nice house to me. Because, you know, everybody's so indoors all the time. And everybody makes their kitchen like all spectacular. But very few people make an inviting front porch where you can just sit and hang out and, you know, and just enjoy the day and watch people and wave to people if they walk by, or, you know, just have your coffee in the morning, just sit out there. Not that I drink coffee, because I don't drink coffee. Or have your tea. Just sit out and have your tea. So just enjoy yourself. Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that many houses that have that, because people are so antisocial. They don't want to see the neighbors. So they make it very uninviting in the front as far as hanging out. And maybe they worry about homeless people too. Maybe vagrants might come along and try to sit on their porch. Maybe they worry about that too. So, and we're just waiting. We're just waiting. But then you know that. I always forget. You know it. You see the little car. You see a blue car icon in the corner, and that lets you know that we are waiting. When that little icon's all by itself, we are just driving. And that's all that's going on. Driving and talking. And then when the orange up arrow comes on, you know it's a pickup. That means pick up. Pick up, please. And then, of course, the down arrow, drop off. Drop it off. So, what is that? I don't know what color that one is. Did that make it purple? It must be purple. I wonder why I made it purple. I mean, maybe I'm trying to think if the color should be relevant. Right? I don't think I color-coded them in a way that would be relevant. Because I think most people are used to stoplights, you know, red, yellow, green. Oh, $8.17 for 1.6 miles. Oh, we're going to take that one. Let me screen capture it. Let me press the button. Let me hope this person that's pacing us will let me get over. I hate when there's a car right next to me. I guess once this channel gets really super popular, I mean, if it gets super popular, because who the hell knows what's going to happen in the future. But if this video gets really popular, maybe in the higher tiered sections where people pay, I'll have the unedited versions of these videos, because I do so much talking in these videos. It is not even funny. I am like talking probably almost, I would say at least 4 hours of talking in these videos, and then I have to condense it down to about 1 hour video. And I try to just pick out whatever I think is
Then pick
funny.
up on the
But
left.
maybe I missed some really funny stuff. And maybe somebody wouldn't mind having a really long video on their device that they could on the YouTube that they wouldn't mind filtering through themselves to get to original content that they haven't seen before. Just remembered what I was gonna say earlier is that I really like this ultra wide lens, but you have to remember to push the button that you want the ultra wide lens, because if you don't push it, you just get the standard lens. So I'm like, I gotta remember every time I'm about to use the back camera, the rear camera on the phone, you know, the one that usually I'm filming things that are away from me, I have to remember to push the button. And it looks so cool. I'm like, hey, this looks like on TV. This makes the video look like, oh, it's a professional video. But it's just some dummy who doesn't know anything about doing video. It's like, hey, this looks more professional. This doesn't look like I'm just doing amateur hour. And I'm so lucky to live here in Vegas, because in Vegas you do get so much sunlight every day, and it does make the videos just look better overall. It's like there's a lot more natural light here that is aesthetically pleasing to look at on camera. I see some people, they live in some places and the videos don't look as good, and I don't know if it has to do with the device they're using, or if it's the type of lighting based on where they live. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. I just turn it on. I just push the button. But the new thing now with that ultra wide lens, I'm like, okay, well that's something I have just discovered. I bet you there's all kinds of things that my phone can do that I have absolutely no idea about. Oh, somebody else got pulled. They must be giving speeding tickets everywhere. Now that's the second person I've seen today that's gotten pulled over. So they must be really on their game right now to pull people over for anything in order to get money. $5.04 for 12.3 miles. No. Sad that they're giving out tickets to people and they just had to pay their taxes. They're already dead broke as it is, and now the police are going to come after them and take more money from the person. What did I read you any? Oh, instructions. Please don't ring the doorbell. Leave it in front of the door, and then of course leave at the door. Well, the drop-off was unspectacular. It was a nice house. It wasn't a spectacular house, but it was nice. I would give it a thumbs up. I always like any houses too that have no gate. That always helps when they have no gate. Inside of the Starbucks, there were these two ladies in front of me, and they were taking their sweet time. They were in no rush whatsoever. They were walking slow. They were like chatting, whispering to each other. They were in no hurry. I was behind them. And then of course I needed to get to the register to let the Starbucks people know that I'm there to pick up. And these two ladies were standing side by side looking at the menu. Or looking, I don't know what they were looking. They were looking at something. They were looking ahead. But they were not stepping up to the register. And as they say in New York, step up. That's the saying they do in New York. Instead of saying, can I help you? or next person in line, please. In New York, they say 2 words, step up. There's no time for niceties in this situation. Step up. So, no, they were just hanging out. They were just standing there blocking my way. And I was just like, I could see that my order wasn't ready, so I wasn't going to speak to them. I wasn't going to announce my presence and be like, oh, pardon me, ladies, but can I go ahead of you? Or are you in line? No. I was like, I'm just going to stand here and let you ladies just talk and stare while the lady who was working at the counter stares at her screen, pretending to be busy, just grateful that, you know, she's getting a little bit of a break thanks to you doing what you're doing. So the ladies finally step forward and order, and each one orders individually. And they take their sweet time ordering, and they order the most complicated drinks you can imagine. $4.50 for 4 miles McDonald's. No. They order the most complicated drinks you can think of. I was like, are they reading something out of a dictionary or like a novel? The amount of words that came out of their mouth for their drink was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, are you kidding me? You people have nothing better to do than make people miserable. That's what I thought. 4 miles for $4 for 0.6 miles. No, I don't care. I don't care if it's 4 feet. I'm not doing $4. So then the person says, "Oh, could you put my drink in this thermos?" And I'm just like thinking, why don't you just get it in the regular cup? And then you wash the cup yourself and use it later on. And then the lady's like, "Oh, can you remove the lid for me? The counter person said, can you remove the lid for me so that I can put your drink in there?" Because, you know, her hands are dirty from all the other, she's not the person in charge of touching things. So for sanitary reasons. And the lady gave her attitude. I was like, girl, don't give her attitude because she asked you. That's the standard procedure. It's like you go to Starbucks all the time. Don't act like a damn snob. There must be something going on. There are police everywhere. There were police at the near the district at the exit ramp on the 210. Is it not the 210? The 215 freeway exit at Green Valley Parkway. There were 2 motorcycle cops, and then just right now, opposite the district, near a condominium complex, was another law enforcement SUV vehicle waiting to just launch out at any moment. I was thinking, wow, something must be going on. Maybe there was some sort of alert or warning or I don't know what, but you don't normally see a lot of police here in this part of town. All right, we're headed off to McDonald's. We're gonna get $7.03 for 3.1 miles. It's a good deal. Ugh, this person is driving so slow. Come on, we're like it's 45 miles an hour. You're going 34. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna go a different route. With all these lights and everything. I'm glad there's a secret way to get to this McDonald's. Do that. Sometimes I go to the wrong McDonald's. I go, whoops, so it's the wrong one. Whoops. It happens. Sometimes you don't pay attention to the navigation. You just think you know, and you don't. You know how I have the icons in the top hand corner of the screen, and you can see what state we are, what stage we are in the process of delivery. Like you can see, like the first one, you can see that one means, you know, we're waiting, and then the other one means that we are picking up, and then the last one means we're dropping off. I like those. I like those. I like those a lot. I like them because it makes it where you know that we are where we're at in the process, and I don't have to keep reiterating it or worrying that you guys are getting lost, because sometimes, you know, I'm telling stories and talking about stuff, and then you probably wonder, like, what's happening with the delivery? This guy's going off on a long story, but I don't know where we are in the delivery process. And it's easy, even I do, when I'm watching segments of my video, I'm like, where are we? Did we pick something up? Did we drop something off? What's happening? Because you get distracted by the conversation, which of course is entertaining, but you also want to know, where are we? Where are we in the process? I like that you guys know how much money I'm making without, and I don't know how much money I'm making. So I don't have to keep calculating and telling you guys, you know, how much money I got for this and how much money I think I got for that. You know, it's all done in post-production. That's what I wanted to say. Post-production. In post-production, everything is resolved with the icons and the earnings in the top corner of the screen. That's what I wanted to say that I could not remember. All right, you can see we got our McDonald's, and see I safely pack it in. That's how you do it. Then it won't tip over. This delivery is gonna be a pain in the ass. Sorry. It's gonna be a pain in the tuchus. We've gotta go to Coronado High School. And when you go to Coronado High School, you got issues. You got issues because it's a very secure facility for the children. They gotta make sure those children are safe. So there's security guard you gotta pass, and
then turn right.
You gotta park far away. You gotta walk. You gotta walk and walk and walk because the parking is jam-packed full of other kids in the high school that can drive. And they take all the good parking spots, so you got to park far away, and then you got to walk and walk, and it's most likely for some school teacher who wants McDonald's.
Just ahead, turn right on
Let's see. Let's see what it says. Let's just see how difficult this high school McDonald's delivery is going to be. It says, meet at the flagpole. Oh, that's good. It says meet outside. Well, that's good too. It says, I'll meet you at the flagpole right in front of the school. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, it's a dream come true. It must be somebody that is a student possibly that wants McDonald's. Or maybe it's like an employee. We're going to find out when we get there. Well, that's great news. We do not have to deal with headaches of parking. So that is great news. So they are helping us out. They are helping us out today, people. Today's the first day where I didn't have to wear a jacket this morning. I have it in my back seat in case something changes, but it's been great. It's currently 67 degrees and the weather's nice. It's sunny, clear with a little bit of cloud in the sky, but not very much at all. So I'm loving it. And I put sunscreen on my face, so I'm protected from the sun, so I don't have to worry about getting horrific sunburn. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And the day is going just fine. It was a little slow earlier before this pickup. I was already back at home and doing the video stuff. And yeah, for a while I didn't get anything. I'm not sure exactly the lag of time between the previous delivery and this delivery. But it seemed like quite a bit of time. It seemed like it was probably about... Oh, I want to say that we were waiting for an offer for probably about 20 minutes, I want to say. That's my best guesstimate of how long we were waiting for an offer. And now, could you imagine sitting in your car for 20 to 30 minutes waiting for an offer? How you would feel when you finally got an offer? How resentful and angry you would feel? I would be like over it. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go home. I'm just turning this app off. That's what turns off a lot of people to doing this delivery work is the lack of work. You're just sitting around doing nothing, and you just get so tired of waiting that you just give up. You're just like, I'm just giving up. I'm going home. It's too hard. There's no work. It's too slow today. So a lot of drivers will only work during the busy time. And then I'm the opposite. I work during the slow times and I just go home. And I just leave it on. I'm like the 911 of delivery drivers. We're here. This is them. No, that wasn't them. Oh, maybe that's them. Let's see. Hi, for Ryan? Oh, awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem.
Sorry about the wait.
Oh, that's okay. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, that worked out good. Now we just got to get the heck out of here. It looked like it was a teacher. $7.45, 6.2 miles. No, that was an easy one. I was worried it was going to be a child. I was like, oh, I hope it's not a child coming out. It's going to create complications. But maybe they lock those kids down so they cannot order food with their app. Good. I don't want to deal with no kids. I don't want to deal with no kids and their problems and kids, please take a shower. We are back in waiting mode and we are headed back to the base as usual. Woo! Here come a bunch of cars. Go! Doing pickups at McDonald's because they always have a restroom. So if you have to use the restroom and it's never locked. I'm trying to think if I've been. I don't think there are any McDonald's in our area that I know of that have a lock. I don't think so. Jack in the Box, they are rampant. Jack in the Box restaurants are notorious for their bathrooms being locked. They do not want people. I don't know what it is about Jack in the Box. Maybe they attract more vagrants. I don't know. But McDonald's, I can't think of a McDonald's in my area where it's locked, where if you walk into McDonald's you need a key or a code. Maybe because McDonald's are so heavily trafficked. There's so many people that are always coming and going to McDonald's that they cannot lock the bathrooms. Maybe that's the case. So many people, I think it's like the #1 fast food restaurant in America. You people that sit in your car and wait for offers, I give you props. My little behind would not put up with just sitting in the car waiting for offers. It would not. To watch. And the time would just go by until it beeped again, until it said there was something that needed to be done. And sometimes I'd fall asleep. But that's okay. And then the phone would wake me up. It'd start beeping because I put the volume up really high and it'd be like an alarm and it'd wake me up. I'd be like, oh, there's a 911 call coming in. Oh yeah, there's a 911 emergency. Somebody needs Starbucks. Let's head out. Let's roll. Sliding down a pole like a fireman. Starbucks, speaking of Starbucks, $6, 2.2 miles. We're going to accept that one. Okay, let me accept it, please. All right, we've accepted. And then let me turn off Uber. But before I turn off Uber, let me safely make sure I can turn the car around so I don't get in a wreck. You got to be real good at manipulating things in this car. I mean, on the phone and driving. This job is not for people who cannot drive. If you cannot drive, do not do this job. You will get into a car accident. You have to have skill. There's a level of skill that is definitely required in doing this job. All right, we're headed off to Sienna Pediatrics. It's 1.1 miles from here. Let's see if I can get out of here safely. Let's make an attempt to drive safe so that we have no problems. All right, we're moving. It's a hand it to me at Sienna Pediatrics. We've been there many times. We've been there more times than we can count. It's a kind of a large order. It's 2 bags. So we just hung out. There were some ladies next to us speaking French. So that was kind of unusual. They were talking French and switching back and forth between English and French. And the ladies kept saying model. I don't know what they were talking about, but it's juju and model. Je ne sais quoi model. And then they spoke English, and then they were talking in English, and they were talking about being kind to people, and I think that was about it. Just general conversation. I don't know if they were trying to, perhaps one of them was trying to teach the other one English, so they were switching back and forth to kind of gradually acclimate them from speaking in French to speaking in English. I'm not exactly sure. The other one wasn't speaking. The one girl, she was doing all the talking, and the other one was doing all the listening. So maybe she was giving her advice. There was a couple of conversations going on in there with advice. There was a guy across the way. He was talking about computer stuff and downloading, and giving some guy that he was talking to advice about computer stuff. So it was a very advice-driven Starbucks this morning. For Oscar. Got it. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. Another simple and successful delivery. $7.52, 6.8 miles. No. Another successful delivery. We are headed back to the base. Back to the base, everyone. Looks like it's going to be a busy. The weather's so nice today. I'm surprised more people are not just getting their own stuff. Sometimes I think when the weather's really nice, people just go for the drive and get it themselves. Like they want to just get out and enjoy the day. $9.08 for 10.7 miles. No. Yeah, why wouldn't you get out on a day like this? A beautiful day. There's no wind. It's warm. It's 71 degrees right now. It's nice. It's a nice day to be out and about. You better put sunscreen on, though. That sun is strong. We got a strong sun here. I think we're at a higher altitude. $9.09, 10.8. They already sent me that. Sometimes they send things to you twice. They do it to mess with you, to give you a second chance, I guess. Maybe they're like, maybe they'll change their mind. It's like, no. If I didn't select it the first time, I sure as heck ain't gonna select it the second time. We're headed off to Pinkbox Donuts. Not Pinkbox, it's Pinkbox Donuts. We are getting $11.24 for 6.5 miles. It was borderline acceptable. I think they were just about 10 or 12 cents short of my minimum requirement for the 1.75. But at any rate, we are on our way. Let's go get it. So it's a Pinkbox. All right, we got the stuff and we're on our way to a house. I think it's in McDonald Ranch. I haven't checked the instructions yet. They took a long time in there. There was a new guy that was working and he was not familiar with the wide variety of donuts that Pinkbox sells. So they ordered 2 boxes, one like an OG dozen mix, which is standard. I'm sure he knew how to do that one. But the other one was something I'd never seen before. It's called it's like a cronut mix. What do they call it? They call it the Dough Crow Dozen. And so that was tripping him up. He was having a hard time figuring out what variety of donuts go in the box. And they're much larger size. So maybe the components that create the box of donuts is much more complex as far as getting them all to fit. Like you just can't pick all the same size. You got to pick a variety of sizes. And then they're located on different shelves in racks. You know, they have the beautiful display case, but they never really touch those. They have like racks behind them with all the different donuts that they grab from on trays. So he was having a hard time. And then finally, you know, one of the ladies came out who are professionals, who really know how to do it. And she whipped my box up so fast. It was like boom, 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 boom. Looks like my subscriber growth is growing again. My audience members, such as you watching now, are being very satisfied once again with the products that I am putting out. I'm very happy to hear it. So I've started putting out a lot more shorts, YouTube shorts, to promote the channel, and those seem to be working. And then of course now I've scheduled regular releases of my videos that are currently being released in the evenings during the busiest days of the week. So that would be Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So 4 days a week in a row, you get the Vegas ride along. So that's what's happening with that, and it seems to be having a positive impact on the viewers like yourselves. And yeah, just gonna keep it going. I'm getting so close now. I've got 71 more subscribers to go, and then I'll finally have 1,000, and I can finally get my piece of the pie, like the Jeffersons. I'll finally get my piece of the pie. To remember when I get to the guard gate, I have to say UberEats or Postmates, so that way I don't have any attitude if the person accidentally ordered these donuts through Postmates. So I'm not gonna let that happen again. That really got under my skin, really ticked me off. So that'll be the new spiel for any guard that I go to. UberEats or Postmates. It looks like they have a new system here at Dranger Ridge Country Club. They have some type of slip of paper that people show the guy as you're approaching the gate, and he lets you go through. Because I'm stuck. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I am stuck. Stuck. But all these construction vehicles, they showed the guy a slip of paper, and he just said, go to the right. And they went to the right, and they got through. They didn't have to go through security because they had that slip of paper. And there was a bunch of them, and I'm grateful that they had that, because this line ain't budging. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 4 or 5 cars. Now there's 4 cars at least ahead of us before we can get into Dragon Ridge Country Club. We're in with the fancy houses, so let's see if we see anything worth looking at, anything fancy, anything extravagant, luxurious, amazing. I wish I knew how to do the telephoto lens on this phone so you could see better, but I don't know how to do it on this phone. I have to learn. I'm gonna have to practice, because this phone is not that old, so it must have the features that will pull in much more information. And say that it's very clear. So maybe it is good enough how it's set up. Maybe I shouldn't complain about the quality of the video. Maybe it's good enough. But I like the newest one I have. I think the video is so much nicer. It's so much more impressive. Wow, this is a fancy house. Holy smokes. So that's all delivered, and now we got nothing. That was a fancy house. Wow, it's like a wow house. That's like a whoa, wait a minute. Somebody's got money. Someone's rich. Somebody's got all the money. They knew how to invest their money just right. Or it was an inheritance or their trust fund, their family. It's been in the family for centuries, since Queen Victoria first conquered North America. That's why a lot of these people are rich to this day. It's all inheritance. They just keep passing the money from one generation to the other. It probably goes all the way back to colonization. And so sometimes I think it's a joke. Like they're like, oh, well, if you work hard and you get a good education, that you'll be a very wealthy person. It's not necessarily true. A lot of these people that you see that are filthy rich, it is inherited. It passes from grandpa to son to child, and then it keeps on going. And that is just the way it is. And they got all the lawyers and accountants and advisors helping them to make sure that that money is not taxed, that the government does not get their hands on that money. And that's their secret. And then us po folk, us commoners, we lose it all. We pass away, and all that money vanishes. It just evaporates, because we got to pay for those nursing homes in old age, and our children are left with nothing. They're left with just some material possessions. They may get a clunker car, or, I mean, if they're lucky, maybe they'll get a house, if they're lucky. And most of the times they're not, because they had the parents had to had to get a reverse mortgage or some type of loan on their property to pay for the nursing home that they eventually end up in. Meanwhile, these really, really wealthy people, they figure out the loopholes. So even if they do end up in some type of care facility, they set up the trust funds to make it so that the government can't touch the money no matter how in debt they get laying in that nursing home. They got it all figured out, and the rest of us are a bunch of knuckleheads. If you're a young person watching my videos, I'll tell you something right now. The secret to having a successful financial future, and that's learning how to budget your money and learning how to invest your money. Those are just the two basic principles. You got to learn how to save your money, and you got to learn how to invest your money. Those are the two basic principles for a safe financial future. Now, there's many details involved, but those are the basics. First, you got to save it, because if you don't save it, you got nothing to invest. And then when you invest, then you got to figure out, well, what am I going to invest in? And don't be silly. I don't care what they tell you about that crypto. Don't do it. Crypto. You want to invest in crypto. Don't do it. It's another one of those. It's one of those pipe dreams. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care how many people tell you about how high and how valuable it is. And if you would have bought it in like 2001 and you'd be a billionaire now, who cares? It's the future now. When everybody gets to one side of the ship, guess what it does? It tips over and it all sinks. It goes right into the ground. If you want to invest in the stock market, get an index fund, an S&P 500 index fund, and just don't throw all your money in all at once. Put a little at a time, every month, every quarter, every 6 months, every year. Put a little in, just put a little. Don't take everything you own and shove it in there and think, now I'm going to be a millionaire. Because then you're just it's going to go down 50% and you're going to be all pissed off. My money's been cut in half. I put all this money, I put in my life savings and now it's cut in half. I'm like, don't do it. That's the most dumbest thing you could do, because you're psychologically going to sell it. You're going to think, oh, I've lost all this money. You're going to sell it, and that's going to make it a permanent loss by you selling it. So a little at a time, and then when you're an old geezer like me, then you're going to be okay. You're going to be like, wow, because right now we are in the midst of a technological revolution. Everybody thinks that the heydays have passed, like nothing but dark times are ahead. And it's not true. We go through cycles. Ups and downs. So right now, I think everybody's fearing we're up and we're fearing we're going to go down. But don't worry about the ups and the downs. We are in the midst of a technological transformation. We are giving birth to artificial intelligence. It's not a joke, people. Computers are going to be able to be not necessarily human sentient, but they're going to be. Have you ever seen that show Battlestar Galactica? You know, the second version, not the 70s one, but like the new one, where you couldn't tell the humans from the Cylons. That they were so advanced that even if you cut them open with a knife and you saw into them, their organs looked the same, their brains looked the same, but they were Cylons. They were not humans. And that's pretty much what artificial intelligence is. It's not sentient, but it's as close as they're ever gonna get to being sentient, as far as being able to process and solve and create, and they're going to be able to pull in all this data and process it and figure out, like they're thinking, like you as a human being would do, only they don't get tired. It's a machine, so it doesn't get tired like we do. We get tired, we're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to go have a ham sandwich and watch TV. Artificial intelligence doesn't have no time for sandwiches and watching TV. It is just going to keep on contemplating and assessing and evaluating and outputting what it thinks is the right thing to do at the moment. And then it's going to keep on processing and pulling in data. So we are in the midst of that moment in time. I'll turn off the app. It's 9:30 and it's time for my lunch. And I don't think I have anything prepared. I have like these I have like these, what are they, like veggie patties that I could make. I can make myself. Maybe that's what I'll make because it takes a long time to chop up all those vegetables. Although I do have all that tofu. I don't want my tofu to go bad. I've already opened up the package. I'll figure it out when I get there. I'm either going to have a black bean veggie patty burger, or I'm going to have the vegetables and the tofu again. One or the other. I'm almost out of my granola bars too, and I got to make more of those. This job, I tell you, not just the job, but making the videos, it takes a lot of time. Like, I got to find time to cook still and do my laundry and all the other stuff I got to do. Balance my budget. I got so much I have to do. $5.41, 8.3 miles, no. All right, you can see that I'm making a plant-based burger. It's gonna take approximately 12 minutes to be done. And then I have my Dave's Killer bread, and then I have my freshly grated, or sort of freshly grated, Colby Jack cheese. I have some lettuce, and I have some mayonnaise, and I have some ketchup. And that's it. That's gonna make my lunch. All right, it's 10:58 a.m. and we're headed off to Makai Grill. We're going to be getting $25.88 for 2 deliveries. That's awesome. We're getting a really good amount of money for such a short number of miles. So hopefully when we get there, the order is there. There are no complications. It's almost 11, so we only got about 2 hours left in the shift. And I was home for about an hour and a half because it was really slow, and I was just working on the video, and I uploaded another YouTube short. So that's about it. So let's head on over to Makai Grill. I was going through the clips that I created for today's video, and I noticed it kind of looks like I'm wearing clown makeup in the clips, especially in the morning when my day first started. So I actually adjusted the I don't know if it's the saturation or the tint. I think it's like a tint and saturation of the video, so I didn't look like I was wearing white clown makeup, because I had to put on sunscreen today because it's gonna be in the 90s today, and I don't want to get sun damage on the left side of my face. So I put on the sunscreen, but because I have brown skin, the sunscreen always creates a white cast on my skin. So I'm sure when I go to the stores, people think I have pancake makeup on. They think, why is this guy wearing all this makeup? I'm like, dude, it's not makeup, it's sunscreen. But I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I followed the instructions on what to do. I think maybe the problem is that I put lotion on my, I washed my face, I put lotion on, and then I put this this kind of cream on it. It's like I think it's a cream that locks in moisture. And I think that's the stuff I'm supposed to put on last, and I did it second. And then I put the sunscreen on last. So I think all the sunscreen is like sitting on top of this special cream that I put on my face. It's one of those ones that's like a hyaluronic oxidational, I don't know, hyaluronic, I can't remember what it's called. It's some kind of cream that's supposed to lock in the moisture so that the moisture can't escape from your skin, because it's so dry here. So you have to put something on your skin so that the low humidity doesn't suck all the moisture out of your skin and you don't look like a raisin. Now we're having an issue with the Makai order. I'm with customer support through text messaging to resolve the matter. Apparently one of the orders was an old order from yesterday, and so somehow it was still in the system and it got sent to me. So now they're just verifying with the store that what I said is true, and so now they're trying to figure out what is going on. So, but I have the other order. It's a big order, so hopefully that's the one with all the cash. She said, "I am still with you. A moment, please." I'll respond back. Usually if you don't respond back, they take their sweet time. There must be some kind of system where they have so many seconds to respond and get the matter resolved. So I always respond with okay, so they know I've responded, and the tennis ball is back in their court. It's like pop. And so yeah, so I got a big order in the car. I got like drinks and 2 giant bags of food. I had to put them in my largest delivery bag. And I was worried they were going to give me so much food I'd have to go back to the car to get something to carry it all in. There was so much food. But now we're held up. These poor people now, their food's getting cold, but nothing I can do about it. I need my money. I'm like, you people better work this out, because this is DoorDash. Now with UberEats, you got no choice. You just cancel it. They're not going to do anything. I mean, I guess I could. I guess you could get like $3 or something. But they should be giving me half of whatever this portion was for this order. So if it was $10, they should be giving me $5. So that's usually the case with DoorDash. It's funny how they all have their different rules. So we're just waiting. It's taking a long time. I guess this is an unusual situation. I don't recall being in a situation where they said it wasn't there and that it was an old order. Usually they'll say it's not, we don't have it, and then the support will say you have to order it if you want the money and use the red card, is usually what they'll say. But in this particular case, the store is unresponsive. I will cancel the order. A moment, please. Okay. They couldn't get a hold of it. No surprise. They are so busy in Makai right now because it's lunchtime. So it's no surprise that the DoorDash agent could not get a hold of anybody at Makai. The store is unresponsive. I will cancel the order. A moment, please. This is where they hand over the cash. I hope she hands over at least $5. So now the support at DoorDash says, do you want to cancel both orders or just one order? And I said, no, just one of the orders. I have one of the orders in my car. And now I'm still waiting. This is taking much longer than I thought. But they said I will receive half of the pay. So let's get going now before this food starts to mold. It starts to decay in the car. We've been here so long, I'm starting to rot and decay. And now I gotta make sure I don't hit anybody. Everybody knows I'm backing up. I'm backing up slow, so people are aware that I am backing up. Making sure not to cause an accident during this desperate time of disaster. See, every time the order is a big dollar amount, there's always this risk that something's gonna go wrong. And I don't know why that is. That happened last time. Remember those pizzas we got? Oh. Remember those pizzas that we got? Those 2 Domino's pizzas, and then somebody canceled the order, so we only got like $9 instead of the big money that we thought we were gonna get. Remember that, folks? Remember that, folks? Well, guess what? It's happened again. But now the lady did say they're gonna give me half the pay for whatever that one was. So let's just assume that this is a $25 order. So let's divide them in half. And if we divide them in half, that's $12.50 per order. So at the very least, we're getting what? $6.75 reimbursement at the very minimum. I wonder if I can look and see. Maybe they instantly give that to you under reimbursement. Reimbursements, it shows. Holy smokes. You guys are going to be in shock. Now, just for that one order, you're going to be in shock. Just for that one order, we got half the money. They gave us $22.69. Oh my God, our day's going to be over pretty soon. What are they doing? They're running the show. So that's just for that one order. That does not even include this order I'm about to drop off. So we're going to get somewhere between $30 and $40 for this delivery. Uh-oh, the show's coming to an end. Okay, so for the delivery instructions, all it says, it's a business, and it just says delivered to Henderson Vision Care, and it's a handed to recipient. Maybe this one is only going to be like $10 or something like that. I mean, it's a lot of food, but so maybe it might be a lot. Now we don't know. We don't know how much this was. Right now we know we got about 22 and change in the kitty for this particular delivery, and we've only driven about maybe 3.5 miles. It's almost going to be a 10x, 10 times the miles. Yes, they all need to be 10x. Every order minimum 10x. That's $10 for every mile. Okay, great. All right, and that's it. Thank you so much. You guys are not gonna believe what happened just right now. Oh. I don't know why things always happen to me. They must happen to everybody. So when I had arrived here at the Henderson Vision Care office, I went to reach for, you know, the drink that I had here in the cup holder, because they ordered a large Coke. And so I filled it myself, put the lid on, the lid seemed secure and everything. And so I was driving, just, you know, having a good old time, all happy, like, ooh, I got all that money. And the lid on the soda was not secured to the cup. So while I was driving, the soda was just sloshing around back and forth, and it was sloshing into the sunglass holder where my sunglasses would be, and where I keep my little cheat sheet that tells me whether or not I should accept an order. So the drink was continuously sloshing into the area where I keep those things, and they were completely soaked with soda. And now my cheat sheet is a sopping mess, and I had to stick it here in these rags to sop up the ice and the soda. So I guess I've got to make a new cheat sheet because it is sopping wet. Thank God I keep all these rags in the car, because I don't know what I would have done. So anyway, so disaster struck. And so now, I guess when I get home, I gotta put some more rags in the car and make a new cheat sheet. Luckily, I just take an envelope. I take an envelope, I just write with the pen, you know, the numbers. So it's no big deal. So, but then I was worried the soda would be almost completely empty because it's been sloshing around. But no, it wasn't too empty. I think this much soda came out, so it was fine. And then the biggest relief was when I brought it in, they were so busy with their work, they didn't even pay attention to me when I set the food on the receptionist's desk. They're like, yeah, thanks, goodbye. So for that particular order, we got $13 and change. So I think the grand total for that particular order, since up here in the icon you'll see the grand total but you won't see the individual, so I think it was 22 plus 13, so that's $35 for 3.5 miles. That's really good. So now you guys obviously now know how close we are to the $100 goal, and it's 11:39. So let me do my math here, and let me figure out what I'm going to do next. Well, I just did the math, so now I know what you guys know. So let's just keep on delivering. We're almost there, everybody. We're almost there. Well, this is turning out to be a spectacular day, if I do say so myself. When everything goes your way, how can you go wrong? How can you possibly go wrong? The only thing that's bad about when good things happen is that you know that bad things are around the corner. You're like, just enjoy it while it lasts. Like, you can be all happy and smiley and hooray, everything's going good, but that just means it doesn't, now the statistics show that the odds that the day is going to get any better is extremely low, and the odds that the day is going to get worse is extremely high. It's just the nature of the beast. Oh, $10.02 for 5.6 miles. Take a screen capture of it. We're gonna be going for it because I think that'll be the last one, if not second to last one. Boom. All right, we got it. We're on our way to Hummus. I'll see you there. Yup, this is gonna be the last one, gang. This is gonna be it. We're gonna get as close as we can to the goal without going over. Just like, what's that show? I said The Price is Right. You know, The Price is Right. You got to get as close to the number as possible without going over. So we're going to be playing The Price is Right in just a moment. For all that wet rag from the soda, and I put it in a Walmart shopping bag, and I threw it on the floor in the back seat, so that way the moisture would not contaminate any further than it already has. It's now contained. It's been the contamination has been quarantined in the back seat. And since I have these amazing rubber floor mats, I don't have to worry about any kind of moisture destroying the bottom of my car. These rubber mats, I gotta tell you, if you do this job, get rubber mats. You will be so happy with rubber mats. I can't even tell you how much I love these rubber mats. I'm really enjoying making the longer form videos much more than the shorter form videos. I like them. I like that there's just more you can tell. Well, I mean, that's obvious because it's longer, so you can put more in it. But it just feels like you're really sharing the day more completely than those highlight videos where it's like, it's like 15 minutes long. Because really, when you think about it, if you do 15 minutes long into what I'm doing in a period of about, in about 6 hours or whatever it is, 6 or 7 hours, I think it averages about 5 to 6. But when you try to compress that into a 15-minute video, all you're seeing is the pickup and the drop-off, the pickup and the drop-off over and over again. And then the total. There's very little opportunity to insert, storytelling and dialogue and just reactions to things. So I am enjoying making the longer form videos, and I think I'll make shorter videos when I do things like explaining how things are done, like processes and stuff. More educational, tutorial related videos. I have one that recently was released. It was like the top 5 things you should do if you're a new DoorDasher or something like that. See, so that could be short and it's not a big deal because you're just quickly giving information out. You're not being long-winded in the storytelling, which is fun. It's fun. So and I enjoy it. So I can do what I want. I'm doing what I want. And for right now, I want to tell some more long-winded stories. I'm currently far from home, so I'm going to keep the app for DoorDash on, and maybe we'll get something reasonable since we're all the way out here. And if we're out here and something decent comes up, we might as well take it. Our next one is going to be for $6, 3.5 miles to Jersey Mike's Subs. I don't have my cheat sheet. It got destroyed by that soda, so I didn't know whether or not to accept it. But it seemed reasonable. It did seem reasonable, so hopefully it is. I don't know. I could have used my calculator, I guess, but I don't know. Another delivery driver in there, and there were all these orders for Jersey Mike scattered on top of the counter, and he thought that I was gonna that the order he was taking belonged to me, but it didn't belong to me. It was his order. But my mind, for whatever, ever since I started doing these videos, whatever my mind thinks, I say it out loud. So I spoke out loud the name of his order because I saw it on the tag on his bag. So I was like Roberto. I was like, oh, Roberto, and then he looked at me like, oh, is this your order? Am I grabbing the wrong order? And I was like, oh, and I was like, no, that's your order. I said, this one's mine here. And he was all confused because he's like thinking, how did he know the name of the order? Because he's not thinking that I saw the tag on the order. So I threw him off. So I threw off another delivery driver today when I went into Jersey Mike's. Sorry. That was unintentional. It's this darn video making. It's made it so now that whatever I'm thinking, I'm just talking out loud, because now whatever I think, now I'm gonna have a hard time filtering myself. Well, I'm having a hard time filtering when I warm up. When I'm in the mode of doing the videos, the stream of thought to speaking is so connected that you can't turn it off. At least you can't turn it off once you've activated it. It takes a while to you know, to cool off the connection. All right, we're here. All right, well, that was uneventful. I just went ahead and walked it to the door and dropped it off. There's nothing else that happened that was even remotely interesting. So back to the story about working for Amazon delivering packages. This was in the early days of people being able to deliver Amazon packages, independent contractors. Before that, it was really the USPS, UPS, and FedEx that were delivering the packages. So here in Vegas, I was one of the first people as a gig worker to get the opportunity. Marco's Pizza, $4.50, 4.6 miles. No, I was one of the first group of people to have the opportunity to do the delivering of Amazon packages. And this was right around the time of the what was it called? Was it April 1st? October 1st. I think it was October 1st. You know, the thing that happened at Mandalay Bay where the guy shot and killed all those people at Mandalay Bay? That was the year that I started doing October 1st. Yeah, October 1st. That was the year that I started delivering for Amazon. Because I remember I had all the packages in the car and I was driving by Mandalay Bay and I saw a sheet billowing out the broken window from Mandalay Bay and all the police were everywhere. And I thought, what in the hell is going on? That's not normal. So that's why when I think of Amazon delivery, I think of that time period of what had happened. But anyway, so I started working at Amazon, and I didn't know what to expect, like what was involved. All I thought was, oh, they're gonna pay me really good money. They're gonna pay me for 4 hours of my time. They're gonna pay me $70. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of money. I'm gonna do it. Because I mean, not like at the time, I just thought, wow, you know, for 4 hours of my time, that's over $20 an hour. So I was like, oh wow, how hard could it be to have a few packages in your car and you go to a few houses and drop them off? Oh my God. I had no idea that they would give you so many. I had like I would have so many packages. The car, you could not see out the back window. There were so many boxes in this car. The entire trunk was full of boxes. The entire seat was full of boxes. And then the front, I had a box and it held all these different envelopes with packages of stuff. Just all smooshed in. There was so much stuff. It was crazy. And then they had me drive to these really far away places. I could be way up in North Vegas. I could be like anywhere in Vegas. I could be super far from home. And then I would be stuck all day long working in that zone. Well, not all the time. Sometimes you'd be in that zone for part of the day, and then they'd make you move along to another zone if that was all the work that was needed in that zone that I had in my car. But it was hard work. The amount of times that I had to get in and out of the car every 5 seconds. That's what is so hard about that job. It's not the driving, it's not the lifting of the packages. It's the constant in and out, going from the car to exiting the car to finding the package to dropping it out and just cycling over and over again. So $5.66 for 20.1 miles. No. So I was like, I think I'm gonna turn here. I think I'm gonna turn on Volunteer Boulevard. I really don't need to go all the way to St. Rose Parkway and enjoy and ruin my pleasant experience. I want to be around the nice houses and very little traffic, because I'm really not 100% certain I'm going to take something else. So I might as well take the scenic route back home, or not the scenic route, but the nicer way back home. It's pretty, because it's about the same distance. So yeah, it was hard work, and $8.41 for 3.9 miles, and let's see if it's on the way. I think it might be on the way home. I think it's, yeah. Actually, it's on the way home. Let me take a screen. I guess we're going to do some shopping. 3 items, $8.41 for 3.9 miles, and it's on the way home, which is awesome. We're headed towards the Walgreens on our way home, and then we just have to stop off at whatchamacallit. We just got to stop off at the drop-off, which is in Anthem, and then we can proceed further on home. So we got more money. We just got more money. All right, so back to my story. So the job was really hard. I was having to climb all these stairs, and the boxes were really heavy, and I had a dolly, and because Amazon delivery was still such a new thing that everybody was starting to do at that time, whenever you would go to an apartment complex or a bad area, people would look at you like confused. They would look at you like, what are you doing? Why are you in our neighborhood? They did not understand what was happening yet, because it was such a new thing. And so the amount of paranoia that I started to get doing it was like really high. I kept thinking that people were thinking I was trying to rob their houses, or I was worried they were trying to steal the packages, because I didn't want to get in trouble if a package didn't get delivered. So I was thinking, how can I make sure nobody steals these packages? So I was trying to hide them. So because it was such a new concept, I was like telling people, I put it behind this wall or behind this bench, or I just threw it over into the backyard so that way nobody could get it. Every time I was just thinking, this isn't a safe place to leave it, because everybody's looking at me dropping these things off, and I don't think anybody's home. So I didn't want to get in trouble. And so it just got really stressful, and really tiring and exhausting, and kind of like how it is now for these Amazon people. I'm sure they are so exhausted, it's ridiculous. And so ultimately, one day I had an envelope in my car that was literally about the size of a regular, maybe double the size of a regular letter size envelope, and it was very flat. There was maybe just a slip of paper in there, like maybe some gift cards or gift certificates, I don't know what, but it was very small, and it had slipped between the console and the cushion of my car, and it vanished. And I remember that day when I was delivering, I clicked, I do not have the package. So days later, I found it, and I felt bad, like, oh, I can't keep this. Whatever's in here, maybe it's valuable. I better just return it. So the next day when I went to the Amazon warehouse, I told somebody that I found this in my car, and they were mad. Like, they felt like I should have just went out of my way and driven 30 miles wherever it was at in that location and delivered it. So they canned my ass. They fired me for that reason. So that was the end of my Amazon career, Amazon gig. But yeah, so which I'm grateful that it ended, because it was not a safe job. It was very dangerous. It was very backbreaking work, and it led me to doing Uber and DoorDash. So. Well, that wasn't too bad. We had some complications at Walgreens that led us to have to contact the customer. Unfortunately, they did not have the packaging tape that she wanted. She requested 3M packaging tape, and unfortunately, all they had was Gorilla packaging tape. And it was much more expensive to buy the Gorilla packaging tape, so much so that it was actually she was not actually able to get 2 rolls of the of the packaging tape. Only one roll. So that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. Damn, this guy's going slow. Let's go, mister. I want to get home this century. Oh boy. Man, this is senior living for sure up in here.
Turn left on Ashley.
All right, let's turn. So anyway, I talked to her and she approved the Gorilla packaging tape. And she just wanted to know, like, is there other types of packaging tape? And I said no. It's the only kind here in the aisle, and it was. So she was fine. She said just get one, which was excellent. I'm glad she didn't say can you get two, because she did not have the budget. It was not approved, authorized for me to spend any more money to get two.
In a quarter mile.
So
on Shadow Canyon
she
Drive.
was done. She was done. Here we are.
Drop off on the right.
This is it. This is it. I'll give you a good angle of me drop. Well, we drove 53 miles and we got 58.7 miles to the gallon. We have reached the goal and surpassed the goal, and so we are done and I'm heading home. Got about 15 minutes till I get home, but that's perfect timing. That's when the window closes. Then it's 12:44 p.m. and the window closes at 1 p.m. So we have done excellent today. Optimal requirements. You can see the hourly rate up in the top of the box. You can see the total of how much money we made today. And as you can see, there are no icons in the corner. That means we are done. This business is closed. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you again on the next one. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.